Hey everybody, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a new game from Talon Strikes Studios called Public Market. Public Market is a game for 1 to 5 players, plays in 60 to 90 minutes from Talon Strikes Studios, which I already mentioned. And what you're doing in this is you are taking on the role of a fisherman of some sort, and you're trying to go out into the ocean to fish for salmon, cod, herring, and sardines. You're trying to be able to get as many fish as you can to take them to the market to sell for points, because real fishermen sell for points, and money to be used in future rounds. And it's hard. This is a bidding game where you're trying to bid for turn order, so you can decide if you want to go fishing or go to the market. And then you're going to be trying to draft tiles to put into your ice chest, kind of like Tetris style, but they're really weird shapes, not the normal like L and square and that little shape. So it's a little different. But you're trying to just get the most fish you can have, complete mission contracts, do different kind of house specials for some set collection, capture some crabs to score some points. Just a lot of ways to score points. And that was a lengthy overview. Let's just go out of the table. Check it out. All right, so here's a game of Public Market, all set up for 2 players. So to set up, you're going to give each player a player board, which I've done here. Each player is going to get 4 purple gears, 4 little white fish that are going to track their fish count, 7 lighthouses, a shrimp cube, and 5 crabs off to the side of the board because they're trying to capture those to score some points. And in a 2-player game, you're going to get $15, and in any player count, you're going to get a cooler, an ice chest. So I've done that. Then you're going to take, in a 2-player game, 2 meeples of your color and get them ready to play the game. Blue is going to go first. That's just how the way it shook out. And in a 2-player game, you're going to have 2 meeples, but in every other player count, you're going to have 1. Then you're going to set up the market here. You're going to have 4 columns of some public objectives that are going to allow you to place your lighthouses on these scoring places to score some points, and some today's catch, which are going to upgrade your technology to make it easier to catch fish. And then you're going to set up the sea. The sea gets set up in 4 columns with 5 fish tiles. So a tile look like this, like polyomino shapes, but weird. And then you're going to put the ship captain, which is this little guy right here, right there on the leftmost column, because that's this part of the sea that we're going to be fishing in first. Now let's go ahead and go. So the way this game works is it's going to take place over 2 different phases. There's a bidding phase where we're going to bid on turn order. Most amount of money spent goes first. And then we're either going to, with all of our meeples, pick a fishing action or a market action. And then once everybody's done that, we'll move on to the next round. We'll refill the ocean. The bag is 11 rounds of official playing, meaning we can draw 5 new tiles. We'll get to that. But then we're going to flip that board and we'll do some things. And then the game will end. All right, so let's go ahead and go. So blue is first. They're going to bid on what they want to do. Now, if you look at the top of that board over there, there's 4 different types of fish. There's salmon, cod, herring, sardines, and no scrap. When you pay money to go to that spot, you're going to get a scrap tile of the appropriate type. So if I go to salmon, pay $8, I'll get this tile that I will be able to put into my ice chest when we get to that. Same with all the types of fish except for no scrap. That doesn't cost you any money to bid. You'll pick your action last. You don't get any scrap, but it's free. All right, so I think blue, what they want to do is, we got $15. They're going to go ahead and go all out. So they're going to go over here. They'll do a salmon. They'll spend 8 of their starting money. And they'll get a salmon scrap. So they'll take that, put it right here. It'll go into their ice chest in a little bit. All right, now that player, what do they want to do? I think they want to try to get a bunch of sardines. So actually they want to get herring. So they'll bid 4. Oh, no, it's still blue, sorry. In a 2-player game, both players will bid. So they'll just go here, take a sardine for 2. $2 and a sardine. Okay. So now it's green's turn. They want to go get some herring. So they'll spend $4 and take a herring, which is green. Okay, and then they will also go, I think they're going to go to salmon as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $8. All right, and they're going to go to salmon as well. Now, when you bid where somebody already is, you have a couple choices. You can go behind them in turn order for no additional money, or you can go in front of them, but you have to pay them $1. And I think I'm just going to go behind because I don't really care that much. And they got their salmon scrap. All right, now we're done with that. Starting with the player who's farthest to the right, who spent the most money, they're going to pick which action they want to do first. Now, blue is going to come down here. You're going to go to the lowest available in the section you want to go to. So they're going to fish. Green is going to fish. Blue will fish, and green will fish. Oh, sorry. Green will fish, then blue will fish. Sorry, I skipped it. All right. So in the first round, we're going to do a lot of fishing because we're trying to fill up our ice chest. That's the goal. We want to sell fish, get the most amount of fish that we can. All right, so now blue is up first because they're lowest number on fishing. They can take any of these tiles from this column right here where the boat is. So let's see, what do they want to do? I think they're going to go all in on some salmon. So let's take this one. They're going to take this one. Now you have to place it on your board. A couple restrictions. You can't place over the ice cubes, which are right here on this one. If you enclose the crab all the way around, either with ice or tiles, you win the crab. If you can collect all 5 crabs, you get 15 points. And if you cover up all the salmon, you will get a bonus that you can use to help you. So this would be take a tile, put it in your cooler. It'll count as it's in your chest, but it doesn't take up room. This will take any scrap tile that you want. This could fish anywhere. So instead of doing this column, I could do it in the other column. And this one, when I use it, will give me $5 immediately, which is pretty cool. All right, so now I have to place these tiles. So let's see. I think I want to go like this. So we'll go like this. And then when you place a fish, you're going to adjust your fish tracker. So I did a salmon and a cod. I'm going to place my other salmon down. We will put it here. So that's another salmon. Then I'll place my sardines right here on this shrimp. And now I have some sardines. All right, and that's their turn. Now it's green's turn. They're going to do the same thing. They want to fish. What do they want to go? They wanted to get some herring. So they're going to take this one. Again, you'd be looking at your board. I'm just trying to show you how the game works. So, all right, so we'll do this. So that's a shrimp, a salmon, a cod, and a herring. We'll play this one here. So that's another herring. And then we'll do the shrimp, or the salmon. Let's do it right there. So that's another salmon. All right. So then it is green's turn again. They get to take another tile. And I think I want to take, can I fit any of these in there? And you can pick it up and move them around to see if you can use it and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm going to take this one. Okay. So I'll take a sardine, a cod, and a herring. All right, and that's their second one. Then it's blue's turn. They are going to, I'm going to take this one. Takes up a whole row, which is pretty nice. So that's a whole salmon. And there's some shells on here. We're not using that unless you're playing with the expansion, and I don't have the expansion, so those can just be ignored. All right, and that's the end of round 1. Now, what happens at the end of a round is, once we've all done fishing and market, we will clear out the row of fish tiles where we fished. So we did that. Then we'll refill it with 5 more. This is the timer. When the bag runs out, that's going to signal the game is nearing its end, because there's a few other actions. We'll do that. Then whoever is last in turn order, which in this case is blue, gets to move the boat captain wherever they want to another row. And I think we'll move it right here just so we can try this one out. Yeah, that's fine. All right, then we'll take our meeples and keep them in that same order. We'll go up here, and then we're going to play another round. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to play through another round because I'm going to show you the market and how you get crabs and all that stuff. So let's check out round 2. All right, so in round 2, we're going to do the same things. Blue will get a bid first because their turn order. It's just that first turn where one player places both of theirs in a 2-player game. Every time after that, it's turn order. So let's go ahead and go. So blue They want to go fishing once. So I think they're just going to spend right there. They'll spend $2 because nobody went to the market. So money is short right now. So we'll do, they spent $2. They'll get $3 back and some sardines. Okay. And then green, how much money do they have? $3. I think they're going to do the same thing. So they'll come up here. They'll actually go before. They want to go before. So that will cost them 2, and they'll give 1 to this player. They'll take some sardines. Okay, then greens again. They're going to go to scrap. No scrap because they don't have any money. This player has 4, so they will go right there. Take a herring. All right. They'll get a herring. And now we go. All right, so blue gets first dibs. They want to go to the market or the fishing. I think green, is there anything they can get? I don't think there's anything they can do. So they're just going to, yeah, they'll go fishing. Then blue will go to the market and green will go to the market. All right, so blue gets first dibs at fishing. So same thing, you're going to put any scrap that you have onto your board, adjust your fish markers accordingly. But I want to take a tile first before I place this down. Can I take this one? I don't think so. I don't know if I can even take any tiles. Yeah, I think I can take this one. Yes, so we'll do that one. So I'll go up 1 salmon, 1 herring. Now I have this scrap tile that's 2 that I can't do anything with because it doesn't fit. Normally, if there's a tile that doesn't fit that's non-scrap, you can sell it back to the captor for $3. Scrap, you cannot sell, so it just goes away. Poor planning there. All right, then green will go fishing. Is there anything they can take even? They don't have a lot of room in their boat. So I think they're going to take this tile. They know they can't make it fit, so they will just throw it to the captain, take $3. All right, and then they'll go ahead and place this one right here. That will cover all of their shrimp. They covered all their shrimp as well. And for their bonus, they're going to take the scrap. They're going to take the $5 and they're going to use it immediately. All right. Now, blue's going to go to the market. When you go to the market, you're going to do a few things. You are going to fulfill up to 2 contracts. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look and see if you have any crab. If you've successfully completed any crabs, or if you have any scrap that you haven't placed, you do all that. So in this case, blue has completed a crab. It's all the way surrounded with just ice. So they'll take one of their crabs and they will capture it. That's now 1 point. Then what they're going to do is they're going to sell fish to try to fulfill up to 2 contracts. So let's see what we can do here. We got a lot of salmon. So let's see. Can I do anything fun? Nope, not really. Not right now. All right, so I think I'm just going to do this. I will do 2 salmon. 1, 2. Take this card. You can see these icons down at the bottom. Those are cannery icons. There's 4 different ones. You're going to score points at the end of the game if you can collect sets of all those icons. But one icon is 1. I think it's 1, 3, 5, 10, or 1, 5, 7, 10, something like that. So that. And then when you do that, you decrease your fish by however many it says. And then I'm going to move up yellow 1 on that. So now every round I'm going to start with 1 cod, just because my technology is better at catching cod. Then what else do I have? Can I do any public contracts? I don't think I can, man. These contracts suck. 2 herring. I don't have any hair. Not enough herring. All right, so I'll just do this one. 2 sardines and a herring. 2 sardines and a herring. Take this one. That gives me the second cannery. It's a different one. So now I have 2 different icons, and I move my green up 1. All right. Then what happens is you're going to sell back all the rest of your fish to the market. Basically just get money. So every salmon that I sell is worth 2. So $2. That's $4, I mean. So $4. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1 cod is $1. That's $1. 1 herring is $1. I don't have any herring. Every 2 sardines is $1. I don't have any sardines. All right. Then what's going to happen is you're going to get paid out for how full your ice chest is. So you're going to either get paid in rows or columns. So in this case, if I look at it, this is the only empty space. So no matter how I look at it, I will get 4 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's $3 a row. So if you have your whole ice chest full, $15. I have 4, so that's 12. So we will take 12 bucks. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to get rid of all your tiles on here. All the scrap goes back into the scrap sections. All the other tiles go away, out of the game. Then you're going to take another ice chest. So this one you used goes on the bottom. Take another one. You can use the A side or the B side. We'll just pick the B side. Sure, why not? Put it there, and now we're ready to start getting some more fish. All right, green's going to do the same thing. It's not as successful for them, but they did surround their crab, so they get their crab. They can complete 2 contracts if they can. They don't have a ton of fish. They have 3 herring, 1 cod, and 1. Okay, so they're going to complete this one because I want to show you that. So they're going to complete this one. So they need 2 herring, 1 cod, and 1 salmon. Okay, so then they'll complete this one. When you complete a public objective, you'll take one of your lighthouses, and you have a couple options. You can either score one of these sections here to score points at the end of the game and get a bonus, or you can use it down here as a cannery icon and take $3. Your choice. But I think what I want to do is I want to go here. I'm going to take the 3 points, and then I'm going to move my blue technology up 1. Now, in a 2-player game, only 1 lighthouse can be on each side of this card, but in a multiple player game, you can go wherever you want to go. So I scored 3 points at the end of the game, and I've upped my technology for sardines. Now I can complete another thing if I can. I don't know if I can though. Oh shoot, and at the end of the other player's turn, these should have refilled. So let me do that. So I can do this one, which is good. So 1 herring, 1 salmon. 1 herring, 1 salmon. Take this. That'll bump up my salmon production by 1. And now I have the fish cannery token that I'm going to try to score points at the end of the game with. That's that. Then I'm going to score money for the rest of my fish. I only have 1 of these, so that's $1. I need 2 of these, so I get $1. Not great. Not great. And then I will get money for my completed columns and rows. So 1, 2, 1. I think I only have 2 completed columns, so I'll get $6. Get rid of all my fish and put the scrap back. So 1, 2, 3. All right, then I will take a new tile. I should have gone on the bottom. I just couldn't grab it all. It's fine. And I'll use side A. And then we will reflip this. This section will get cleared out. We'll refill it up to 5. Whoever's in last green would pick another section or would move the boat to somewhere else, and we would keep going. And after we've played 11 rounds and the bag is empty, we're actually going to flip this board over here. I'll show you that real fast. Everything's more expensive to go to. There's no scrap section. And on your turn with your meeple, you're either going to go fishing or you're going to go home. If you go home, you take a scrap of any kind. You'll go to the market one last time, do the whole market action, but then you're done with the game. So once in a 2-player game, both of your people go to home, you're going to be out of the game. But if you keep fishing, you can fish for 3 additional rounds because these are going to deplete and there's nothing to refill. So the ocean's going to be overfished and you have to go home and sell some stuff. So then whoever has the most points at the winner, you're going to get points from your crabs. You're going to get points from your cannery collection cards. Every $3 is a point. And you're also going to get points where your lighthouses are up here on the scoring. And that is how you play public market. Let's go up the top, see what they think about it. All right, well, that was public market. So I am a big fan of Talon Strikes. I don't know if you can see up here, but I have Shadow Network, Night Market, Winterborn. I have Vinyl. I have them all. I love them. And I have this one, Public Market. They're really good games. Every game that I've played from them, I enjoy quite a bit. And this one is no exception. So this, I think from all the other games, this is their first foray into the polyomino type of thing, which is the weird pieces that you're putting on a grid to try to like match them up and all that. And it's designed by the designers from Flat Out Games. Some of them they did 10. I think they did, what's the other one that they did? Shoot, I just looked it up. I'll put a note at the bottom. But I know they did tin for sure. They might have done Calico. I'm not sure. It'll scroll. And this one even feels different than most of the flat out games. It feels deeper and more complex and more thinky and more brain burny. Sometimes the flat out games, Verdant, that's the game. Sometimes their games can feel, they have decisions, but they feel simple at their core. This one has decisions, but it also feels kind of burny because you're trying to get a perfect polyomino piece. You're trying to get your shrimp covered up. You're trying to capture the crabs. You're trying to hit the public contracts and the daily special contracts so you can do that other types of set collection. There's just a ton of different pieces in this game that work together, and it just feels so satisfying. And I like that. Now let's talk about a few components because we usually do that at the top, but I got excited. So let's look at this. These crabs, oh, they're so awesome. The lighthouses, I picked yellow, which is probably a mistake. I should have grabbed something, but there's yellow with the white outlines, like a lighthouse, which is pretty cool. The purple gears that go on your player board to talk about technology, which I'll come back to because I forgot to talk about that. And these cute little fish tokens, which are really tiny, but they track the fish that you have on your player board. And your meeples, of course, your little fisherman guys. They kind of like that guy from that Frozen fish stick, Captain something, Captain D, I don't know. Now let's talk about this gear. I showed it in the overview, but I didn't talk about what it did. So when you're done fishing, you sell back all your fish and your fish drop down to 0. But if you have a gear and your gear's on 3, that type of fish automatically starts at 3. So you're better at fishing that type of fish, which is what the gear means. So it's kind of like a tech tree a little bit of that type of fish. So if my salmon is at 3, I think it can only go up to 3 or maybe 4. I start every round with that many salmon. So every other salmon I put on my board is just going to make that go up, give me piles of cash, more fish to sell, all that kind of thing. So that's what it does. It's not crazy, but it is nice to be able to start out with a few fish in each of the different types. Helps. It does help. So I like that. The rule book, fantastic. Tells you what you need to do. It has pictures. It talks about the expansion, which I don't have. Talks about solo play, gives you this different rules for 2 players. Everything's laid out very well. It's great. No complaints there. It's the same size as the box. One complaint I do have though, Talon Strikes keeps using this size of box. Like I said, Night Market, Shadow Network, Winterborn is actually smaller, and the box is a little too small. It's hard to get everything back in there. Like when I put everything in here, I'll just show you. I put everything in the box, try to fit it in as best as I can, and you can see that the lid's not on all the way. Again, not a huge deal. It's not going to cause me to never play the game or not buy a game, but it's just something to think of. It's a little annoying to get stuff back in the box, and it's kind of frustrating. So that's the one negative that I'll talk about in this game, but outside of that, I love everything else about it. So I'm going to give this a BGM acceptance seal. This will get an 8.5 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4.25 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that is Public Market from Talon Strikes Studios. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.